Jones is too bright to be alive. What's up, Chicago Cub baseball YouTube fans? I hope you are all having a marvelous and happy beloved Friday. By the way, didn't I just say happy Friday, guys? Anyway, guys, we have a very fun episode ahead of us today or tonight, depending on where you guys are. So without further ado, guys, welcome back to the channel of Cubs Baseball with Ryan Knipe right here on YouTube. All right, guys, so in this episode and today's episode, guys, we are going to look at a Chicago Cub lineup with free agent Alex Bregman in it. See, yesterday, MLB posted this on their social media platforms, and they asked the question, how many games would the Chicago Cubbies win in 2026 if Alex Bregman was in this lineup? So we're going to take a look at that, guys, and then we are going to do the countdown to 2026 Chicago Cubs spring training and spring training home opener. Sorry, guys, I had to move back in. I mean, despite it being nice weather for January, it's a little cold for my tasting on a Friday afternoon. So here we go, guys. We're going to look at this lineup that MLB Network posted on their social media platforms yesterday with Alex Bregman in it. Now, as you guys know, there are 4 free agents that are hot right now. Those 4 men are Alex Bregman, Kyle Tucker, Bo Bichette, and Cody Bellinger. All 4 of those have yet to sign. And 6 weeks from today is spring training games. I actually cannot believe it, but here we go. So I want you guys to listen to this Chicago Cubs lineup, and then I want to know how many games would the Chicago Cubs win if they had Alex Bregman in this lineup. So here we go, okay? Leading off at first base, Michael Busch. Batting second at second base, Nico Horner. Batting third in left field, Ian Happ. Batting fourth at third base, Alex Bregman. Batting fifth in center field, Pete catches anything, Pete Crow Armstrong. Batting sixth in right field, Seiya Suzuki. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Moses Ballesteros. Batting eighth, catching Carson Kelly. Batting ninth at shortstop, Dansby Swanson. Now, again, guys, not an official 2026 Chicago Cubs starting lineup, but that would be a possible lineup if the Chicago Cubs signed free agent third baseman Alex Bregman, guys. So, again, MLB Network, this was yesterday they posted it, and then they asked the question on their social media, if that was a Chicago Cub lineup, how many games would the Chicago Cubbies win in 2026? Only if they had Alex Bregman in that lineup. If, overnight, I thought about my answer for this. It's really tough. It really is, because number one, guys, Alex Bregman, guys, one of the best guys in the game, yet alone third baseman in the game. He is also a 2-time World Series champion with the cheating Houston Astros. But if I had to predict how many games the Chicago Cubs would win with Alex Bregman in that lineup, I would say between 90 and 92 games winning. Okay, probably you guys are going to, a lot of you disagree with me on that. As sad as it is to say, I wouldn't see the Cubs even hitting 100 wins with Alex Bregman in the lineup, despite how good he is at third base and with the bat. I wouldn't see it. There's no way on earth the Cubs would get 100 wins with him in that lineup. I mean, I'm just sorry. Honest opinion, honest, just being honest. But, that's how many I think. I'm not really a good guesser, so maybe I would be wrong. More likely, I would be wrong. But if you look at that lineup for the Cubbies in 2026, how many games do you think the Cubbies would win overall in the 2026 season? All right, so, I find it interesting also in that lineup, guys. Number one, because here's the thing. I actually don't think the Cubbies are going to get Alex Bregman. I'm probably not the only Cub fan that thinks that. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see Alex Bregman on the Chicago Cubs, but there is literally no way I see it happening, guys. And if we're speaking of another really hot free agent I don't see the Cubs getting, it would be Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette is asking for $300 million. And there is literally no way the Cubbies are going to do that. All right. But you know what? I'm taking nothing away from Bo Bichette. He is a really talented player, no doubt about it. But going back to my original question, guys, you look at that Cubs lineup, how many games would, the Cubs win? Again, I say 90, 91 games. So if I say 90 and 91 games, I wonder how many losses would that be? Maybe in the 40s, the most. I don't know, but you know what, guys? I mean, a lot can happen. Again, like I said, I'm not a good guesser, so who knows? Maybe they will get Bregman. Pray on a miracle for that, but I don't see it. I mean, here's the thing. It's never easy, okay? It's not, number one, it's not easy to get a free agent like Alex Bregman, okay? Now, I will say this, all right? 2 of those 4 hot free agents, I said, are former Chicago Cubs, Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger. I could see the Cubbies getting Kyle Tucker back or even getting Cody Bellinger. But when it comes to Alex Bregman or Bo Bichette, unfortunately, I just don't see that happening. All right, so fortunately, but I'm giving you my honest opinion, okay? Who knows? I mean, you know what? Surprises happen all the time. I mean, hey, the Chicago Cubs were down 3-1 in the 2016 World Series. And what did they do? Boom! They came back and won the 2016 MLB World Series. So, miracles can happen, and literally anything is possible. All right, guys. So, like I said, today is Friday, and we are officially exactly 6 weeks away from the 2026 Chicago Cubbies spring training home opener. It happens 6 weeks from today at Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona. Like I said previously, it will be the Battle of Chicago. The Cubs will start 2026 spring training at home, and they will play host to the Chicago White Sox 6 weeks from today, guys. I cannot wait. Number one, it will be a former Chicago Cub coach, Will Venables' second year managing the Chicago White Sox, guys. But more importantly, guys, we will have a couple new Chicago Cubs on our roster. Tyler Austin, Hunter Harvey, Edward Cabrera, who we just signed the other day. I mean, and a whole lot more, guys. And again, guys, we are exactly 6 weeks away from spring training baseball. And so a lot can still happen from here and now for the Chicago Cubs, guys. And I don't want to doubt it, but you know what, guys? 6 weeks feels like a long time. No doubt. I mean, in a unique way, it kind of feels like an eternity. But before you know it, we'll be watching 2026 Chicago Cubs spring training baseball. And you know what? The one thing I gotta say, guys, is look at how many Chicago Cubs are going to be playing in this year's Winter Baseball Classic. Okay, we got Pete Crow Armstrong playing for Team USA. We got former Chicago Cub Owen Casey playing for Canada, and current Chicago Cub Jameson Taillon playing for Canada. Yeah, so I mean, literally, because the talent is there on Team USA. We got former Chicago Cub and former Chicago Cub manager David Ross being Team USA bullpen coach. I mean, former Chicago Cub and current MLB analysis Mark DeRosa will manage Team USA. Former Chicago Cub manager Dusty Baker will be managing Team Nicaragua. I mean, look at all of this, guys. It's going to be a fun time, guys, and all that. So, you know what? I can't wait. Number one, guys, I can't wait for the upcoming World Baseball Classic. It is going to be a fun and literally phenomenal time. But literally just to know that we are exactly 6 weeks away from the 2026 Chicago Cubs spring training home opener. And it's against none other than the Chicago White Sox, guys. There is literally no better feeling than that. So I'm pumped up, guys. And I hope you guys are as well. Hey, Chicago Cub YouTube baseball fans, you know, even though we are 6 weeks from the 2026 Chicago Cubbies spring training home opener when they play the Chicago White Sox. I know, it's 6 weeks from today, but that is, again, 6 weeks away. I got a $1 million question for all you guys. And it's a simple $1 million question, guys. Do you think the Chicago Cubs will sign or re-sign Kyle Tucker? Or do you think the Chicago Cubs will sign Cody Bellinger? Or do you think the Chicago Cubs will sign Bo Bichette? Or even, do you think the Chicago Cubs will sign Alex Bregman? The 4 hottest free agents running around in MLB that have not been signed with a team yet. And that is shocking. That is surprising. But I want to know, do you think one of those 4 free agents will sign with the Chicago Cubs? So let me know down below in the comment section, guys. But most importantly of all, do you know what is happening in a couple of weeks in the wonderful city of Chicago, Illinois? It's something that happens every single year. It's called Cubs Con, or AKA Cubs Convention. And this year's Cubs Con, guys, is special because it's 2026, for freaking crying out loud. 10 years ago, the Chicago Cubs won the World Series. Yes, guys, I said that. It's been 10 years since the Cubs have won the World Series. It's also been 10 years since the Chicago Cubs have been in the World Series. And I'm going to be very honest with you. There is going to be a lot of 2016 Chicago Cub alumni. None other. Let's name a few. The guy that was the manager for the Chicago Cubs 10 years ago in 2016, the one and only Joe Maddon. There's a really big story happening right now about Joe Maddon and why he doesn't want to be anywhere near MLB. We can talk about that at another time. Albert Elmore, John Lester, Ryan Dempster, even though he was not on the Chicago Cubs back in 2016. But guys, CubsCon a few weeks away, and it will be the 10-year anniversary of the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series, and quite possibly later in 2026, the Chicago Cubs can win the World Series again. But you know what, guys? Unfortunately, I am not going to CubsCon, but you know what? I'll be in spring training with the Cubbies. I'll be watching, and excuse my language, I'll be watching the Chicago Cubs kick ass in spring training. Not win, but kicking ass. I'll be watching the Chicago Cubs make every team on notice in spring training. You see, you want to talk about fun, you want to talk about happiness. There's one team we're going to put on mark, the Milwaukee Brewers. They're the ones that eliminated us in the postseason. Quite eventually, they didn't have the balls to get the job done. So that's a team we can put on notice. And you know what? I'm not being rude to Milwaukee Brewer fans. I'm not. They took us out of the postseason, and then they failed against the LA Dodgers. So, you know what? I say this. I say we whoop ass in spring training on the Milwaukee Brewers. We embarrass the Milwaukee Brewers, and then, and only then, to put a cherry on top, we win every single round of facing the Milwaukee Brewers in 2026. I think that's a pretty good plan. You know, we're not, the Chicago Cubs goal in 2026 is it's not revenge. It's win. Win as many games as they can, just like the other 29 MLB teams. Win as many games as we can. Hell, if we lose every game to the Colorado Rockies, but we can beat the Milwaukee Brewers, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And again, no offense to the Colorado Rockies. But you know what, guys? A couple weeks away is CubsCon, and it will be the 10-year anniversary of the true number one team in MLB winning the World Series. All right, guys, that is all I have for you guys on Cubs Baseball with Ryan Knight on YouTube. As always, guys, happy beloved Friday. And like I said, let me know what you guys think of that Chicago Cub lineup, or that possible Chicago Cub lineup with Alex Bregman in it. I would love to know what you guys think down below in the comment section. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a awesome but safe rest of your Friday night. We are on the eve of the weekend. Tomorrow is Saturday, and the weekend that is going to be very fun. I hope you guys have a awesome, natural, safe, and lovely Friday night. As always, go Cubs, go, guys. I will see all of you guys in the next episode. Oh, speaking of the next episode, if there is anything you guys want me to discuss in the next episode, let me know down below in the comment section. Mwah. Love you guys. As always, go Cubs, go.